Oh, so Henry, the first thing we do is we say, "Oh, hi, welcome, Henry. Have you ever seen League of Their Own?" And you just say no, so we can shame you.
Yeah, we're gonna shame you real hard.
What if I only laugh during this thing? Is
That's
that okay?
fine.
That's great.
Okay.
We need a
We
laugh
like the
track.
peanut
Great.
We need a
gallery.
laugh
I
track.
can do that.
Giggles in the background. All right.
Hey, it's Hey guys.
Hey, Willa, it's been a long
Willa.
time. How's it going?
I know it's been ages. Thanks
Hey,
for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks for
So,
coming over.
so
You
what's
know
up?
what I did recently, or a few months ago, I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame and I saw that really sweet exhibition that's all about the real life stories of the League of Their Own women.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
ladies playing baseball.
That's
Yeah,
a great movie.
great
Oh,
movie.
we have Henry here tonight with us too.
Oh.
Henry, have you ever seen League of Their Own?
No,
Oh.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen A League of Your Own?
No.
What?
What? We've all seen it like
Holy
100 times.
cow.
What?
Oh man, we gotta watch it.
We
now.
gotta watch
Henry's
it
the third. We're
right
gonna watch
now.
it right now.
All right, we're going.
We're going.
Intervention!
Wow, that was aggressive.
Come on, it's a sports movie. We all have to be incredibly aggressive with each other.
Great point. Welcome to Pop Culture Intervention. This is the movie podcast where we make our friends watch the movies they should have seen. This is Willa.
This is Charlie.
This is Abraham.
And we should say that unfortunately Paulie Sprinkles couldn't make it with us tonight.
Now he had some kind of WrestleMania related.
He'll be very missed because he's a huge baseball fan.
Yeah,
so this
right.
is,
That's true.
Big sports guy.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm
So,
also here. I'm
welcome.
Henry, and Reva is here.
Welcome, Reva and Henry.
Peanut gallery.
We have a couple others in the peanut gallery. They're eating pizza in the background.
Oh, pizza
Hi,
guy.
Alex.
Welcome.
A former guest, Alex Straight, and his lady friend Emma. So
Yeah. So anyway, hi guys.
Hi.
So yeah, League of Their Own. Welcome, Henry.
Thanks.
What the fuck? Why haven't you seen this?
I have no idea. I would have loved this as like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Madonna, holy shit. What a babe.
Pointy bras.
Yeah. But also like such a good story, you know? It's as sports stories go, it's very unique. So.
We were about a third of the way through, and I was crying at something. I don't remember what. And I looked over at Henry, and he's like, "I've already cried twice."
Really, yeah, it got to me, you know, those little small town stories. So those-
Yeah, it was the side characters I noticed getting people because it was I think Baker, the lady
Shirley
that couldn't
Baker.
read, Shirley Baker.
Yes,
Oh, that little
definitely.
story.
That was
Yeah.
getting everybody.
yeah.
So before we get too far, what is everyone else's experience with this movie, Charlie?
I grew up being a huge baseball fan, and I played baseball until I was about 14, 15 years old. This was one of my favorite sports movies as a kid. I watched this and The Sandlot on loop a lot. The one thing that I thought about watching as an adult is I never really thought about the fact that it was strange that women were playing baseball when I was a kid. It was just like, oh, everyone should play sports. You know, I think
Right.
that's what this movie really conveys. So it was really important for me as a small child that everyone should do stuff like this that makes you
Right.
feel good and have fun. And I think as a kid, it really hit me like some of those things we've already talked about, but earlier on. You know, with the woman who couldn't read, and that really hit me as a kid because you never thought about that because that wasn't a thing that we've ever had to really deal with growing up. Everyone could read, but back in
Sure.
that day,
Everybody we knew could read.
right.
Yeah, it definitely would have been more prevalent in the 40s.
Right. It was.
No, I mean, it definitely strikes you differently being an adult, realizing, oh, there's
Yes.
adults that can't read, versus
Right.
like
Absolutely.
when you're a kid, you don't realize like why that's such a
Yeah.
Absolutely.
grave situation
Absolutely.
or like
Absolutely.
unfortunately sad.
But yeah, I mean, it was just a very
Sure.
impactful movie, and watching it as an adult again, it
Man,
was awesome.
yeah, I think it holds up
Yeah.
totally.
I think it's one of the best movies we've ever done on PCI. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that.
it's so good. Abe,
One of the best comedies we've done, for
Yeah,
sure.
we were laughing
because
like
we
crazy.
laughed
Yeah.
so much. Tom Hanks, in maybe his funniest role,
Yeah.
that's my opinion, rewatching it, because he was really good in Sleepless in Seattle. Obviously, Forrest Gump is a big kind of hammy performance, but this one just had me laughing at every little mannerism that he used. between the sobriety and the
Hey, I love Tom Hanks yelling. It's like
Yelling.
my favorite thing.
yeah.
You called that out too, and then after that, it happened another 8 times,
It just escalated,
including the one where he's just like, blah, 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 blah.
He's like, get on the bottom. What did you say?
So I'd seen this movie many times, but I forgot a lot of it. I forgot that John Lovitz carried the first half hour of the movie. I forgot, Tom Hanks doesn't show up till later on. And to me, it was like no crying in baseball and the kind of rivalry between the sisters that was really memorable for me. But a lot of the humor and the details either went over my head when I was a kid or just it's been so long that I'd forgotten a lot.
Yeah,
of it.
I used to watch this movie
back.
all the time. It was like one of the most rented movies that we would get. We didn't own it. I don't know why. Reva, you said you have it on.
Yeah, we had 3 VHSs that we watched all the time. And this was one of them. It Takes Two was one of them. And
Sure.
Sleepless in Seattle was the third one.
Wow, lots of Tom Hanks there.
I know. But A League of Their Own, I guess I saw it first. And so whenever I saw Tom Hanks in Sleepless in Seattle, I just pictured him as like a drunk, ball-scratching baseball coach instead of like the tender father.
You've come around though,
Yeah.
right?
But
Now you're like, actors. They can,
they
Tom
can
Hanks.
do different
personality.
roles
Yeah.
in different movies, yeah. But it was a favorite.
Henry, what did you know about this movie coming into it?
I think I'm like, I know a lot about actors and famous people that are in things, so I think I knew generally the cast.
Sure.
Like I knew that Geena Davis was in it, and I knew that Madonna was in it.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell, yep. And Tom Hanks. So I was prepared for those, really good actors to be involved. But and that it was about women's baseball. But other than that, I didn't really know the full details.
I know you were missing out.
Yeah.
Are you so glad you've seen it?
I really am. Like I said, I think it's a unique sports movie in that, the team that you're rooting for the whole time doesn't end up winning at the end. So like
Sure.
that often
Well, the
doesn't
team
happen.
that you want to win is women, all women.
Yeah, well, that's true. let's take a step back. It's all women. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a unique way of doing that. And I don't know. I think, like we said, like we referenced before, I really loved all the small characters. I feel like they had such interesting stories that weren't just like one-sided. Like obviously Madonna was like the sexy, sexually promiscuous one, but she also was like a good dancer and like had these like interesting relationships with her other teammates. So
And was just so glad to have like made it in
Right.
something that she was so good at.
Right.
Right.
And her and Rosie O'Donnell, that chemistry
Yeah.
on screen is amazing. I think that's one of the things that's
They're
always
cute.
stuck with me when I was a kid is those two were like best friends, and you always wanted a friend like that. Like just someone's gonna get your back. No, that was great. It was a great performance by both of them.
yeah.
They also had their kind of their own sister rivalry
Right.
going on.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Cool. Should we quiz
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Great.
See how much he's
Retention
paying
intervention.
attention?
Do we need a bang on the table?
Yes.
Retention intervention. Retention intervention.
Retention.
We're a little
Yeah.
rusty, so
Okay. I wrote down some questions. Did anyone else?
I did not
Okay.
actually.
Well, pipe in if you think of anything.
all right.
Come
All
on.
right.
I'll give you start with an easy one.
Great.
Okay. What big war is happening during the movie?
Oh my God! Wow. World War II, 1943.
Oh,
There you go.
Ding ding.
Correct. They reference shooting Nazis frequently.
right.
And Mr. Hitler.
Mr. Hitler.
Mr. Hitler.
You don't need cartilage in your knee to do this. I'm pulling my trigger finger.
Yeah. What was the name of Kit and Dottie's hometown team?
Oh, I knew you were gonna ask this.
Ooh.
Lukish Dairy? Lukash Dairy?
Yes. I don't know how you pronounce it. But yes.
Was it in Oregon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yep. Yeah. What is the town in Oregon that they're from?
Oof. No idea.
Anyone else know?
I don't know.
Blue
I do not.
pot.
Does it begin with a
gosh.
W?
It does.
I don't remember, but
It
I
was
remember that.
Williamette.
Williamette.
I don't know how you pronounce that either.
I feel like that was on the Oregon Trail.
Oh
Anybody
yeah,
else
you're
remember
so
that?
right.
Wow.
Is that like
I
where
definitely
you
feel like
end?
I died of dysentery in that town.
No, I think that's where if you died in Oregon, you really were bad at the game.
Yeah. I'm pushing
Or
to the last
almost
bit.
really good.
So close.
So close and so far. You're dead. Rub salt in the wound.
That's right, exactly.
How did Mr. Harvey get his fortune?
Chocolate.
Chocolate Man.
That made cows shit?
Yeah.
That was definitely referenced at some point. Geena Davis said, "Oh, I feed my cows chocolate."
Right.
when they
Referencing
when they're constipated.
constipated.
Marla, great character.
Yes.
Where do they find Marla?
Oof,
What
Fort Collins, Colorado.
Correct.
Home of Oscar Blues Brewing.
Oh, you've been there.
We haven't been there, but we've been near there.
Yeah.
Oscar
In
Blues have
Colorado.
another,
Cool. What does John Lovitz call sex?
Oh, pickle tickle.
Go home,
Give
take a shave, shower, give my wife a little
Can
pickle
you-
tickle, and I'll be on my
Can
way.
you please give us your best John Lovitz
Oh my
impression
God.
right now?
It's super nasally.
You gotta do the nasally, and it's gotta be long.
Like, go home, get a shave, have a shower, get a pickle tickle. It's not really a New Yorkers. I don't know.
We'll take it. But
Jealous.
there was a little bit. Yeah, that works.
Does anyone else think they can do a good John Lovitz?
That's
Alex,
hard.
you got a John
Alex?
Lovitz in you back in the peanut gallery.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
That's the ticket. Pickle tickle.
Not bad, not bad.
That was good. That was good.
What was the name of the player who can't read?
I didn't remember. I didn't pick that up.
Oh shoot, we even
Jesus,
recapped.
we all had like a moment.
Yeah.
So we had to
We were
pause
crying. I
it
don't
and
know.
go get
Oh,
pizza.
Butler.
Close.
Baker.
Shirley Baker.
You
Shirley
guys
Baker.
got it together. Good teamwork.
Sure.
You guys
That
did-
was a hard. That was.
I
one.
remember seeing
we
her
all,
name.
We all got a little misty eyed.
Yeah,
We
that was
hate that
really-
part,
yeah.
but we love it at the same time because girl
Feelings.
power. Feelings and girl
Yeah.
friendship.
Friendship.
Who was
go
the
ahead.
character who was very plain looking, but she was a switch hitter, and she was blasting home runs through the window of the
That was
gymnasium.
awesome. I love that scene. Maude? Was it Maude?
Full name.
Maude?
Oh, close.
Marla.
Last name.
Yes.
Wow, you know this? Nice.
Well,
Anybody
when
else
she
know?
gets announced by the
Super fan.
announcer, Marla Hooch.
Oh, right.
Hooch.
That's right. That's right.
That's
That
right.
scene was
Wow.
awesome, where she was just like in an old school gymnasium, just like shattering windows. Like,
Yeah.
holy smokes!
Breaking that glass
Another one of the
ceiling.
early emotions.
They go.
Yeah.
They switch to the left, and everyone goes, "Oh."
Do we have to?
Okay, well, okay. Since we're doing character quiz, what was the name of the lady chaperone that went along with
Oof.
the team?
Definitely didn't remember that.
The Wizard of Oz lady.
You were great in Wizard of Oz. What was her name?
Anyone know? Her name's Miss Cuthbert.
Cuthbert.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Yeah.
had a little bit of a thing for her.
Yeah, she really was into that.
Yeah, by the end he
Butt
was
slap.
straight hitting on her.
Kissed her in the
Gross.
mouth.
Okay, so
Gonna win.
what? Their first game was against who? So they, so Kit and Dottie get recruited to the Peaches, the Rockford Peaches, and who's their first game against?
Was it against the Bells? I feel like it was against the Bells.
I thought it
wasn't.
was 2, wasn't it? No? Okay.
Well, there were only 5 teams. So
Was
we
it
could probably
Racine?
It was 6 total, right?
Racine
6
is
total.
the
so-
Bells.
Yeah, the bell.
Oh, Racing.
So 5 other teams.
I don't know.
It said it's a South Bend Blue Sox.
Blue Sox. That's right. That's right.
It must
I
have been
didn't
tough
remember
to
that.
do an entire series with just 5 teams.
Yeah.
Just keep
They
playing.
all know each other by the end.
I'm amazed. It was
Can't even draw
around for
that
11
bracket.
years.
It was around for 11
Yeah.
years? I don't actually know the history of this.
I just did a quick Google to be like, was this
Okay.
real? And it said 1943.
Yeah, I
to
knew it was real,
54.
but I didn't know they lasted 11
Yeah,
years.
it's
Yeah, they don't
Pretty
make
good.
that super clear at the end during the
Yeah.
Madonna. In the montage.
That lasted 5 minutes.
Yeah, they
They
could
could've
easily
just
have
been
written
like, "Oh,
some
this
text.
lasted
Here's
for 11
one
This was
photograph.
based on a real story.
Right, I
Let's
feel
tell
like-
you the real story.
Could have been like, Dottie Hinton was based on this character.
Exactly.
Or,
Show me a
some
picture
real
of Daddy.
factoids.
They might be all the real names, yeah, but even so, they show the people in 1986 or 87.
It's just one long commercial to get you to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
That's true.
But it's
I
not
mean,
super
museum
clear.
marketing is pretty good.
Pretty good. Also,
Tell us about that.
some really good product placement too at
It's
the
just-
end. Did you
it's-
see that Gatorade hat? That was
Yeah,
supposed to be.
yes.
Okay, I have one more question. The name of the bar where the girls all go out
Oof.
when they poison Miss Cuthbert.
Oh, that's the dancing bar?
Oh yeah, such a good dance scene.
Such a
Is
good
it 2
dancing.
words? That's a hint.
I don't remember. I was distracted by Madonna.
Reva, you know.
Sounds
I
like
know.
you know.
She had some
Suds
serious
bucket?
things.
Correct.
Wow.
But I have one more
Ding, ding.
question.
Okay.
Yes.
What song was Marla Hooch singing at the suds
Oh
bucket
my god.
to her future husband, Nelson.
So
Great
romantic.
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I'm not good at
Alex
remembering
wants to
songs.
chime in on this one.
It must have been you.
It had to be you.
Had to be you.
Is that like a royalty-free version?
It had to be you.
All right, here's my
So
question.
good,
Did
please.
Madonna actually do her moves in that dance scene? Does anybody think she did?
I
think she
It
did.
was her. I don't
She's
think
a
it was
talented
a
dancer.
I don't think it was a
I don't
stunt
know. I
double
couldn't
or
tell.
anything.
I couldn't
think
tell.
it was her.
I was trying to
I'm
look.
pretty
the
sure
whole
it was
time.
her.
Some
would
of
make
them were
sense.
very complex, though.
She's super talented, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I like the idea very much of
She's-
everyone in that day and age just being able to swing dance at any given moment.
right.
Like some of those moves were so. I mean, you two know a little bit about swing
Yeah,
dancing,
we were very, very amateur.
but do you think you can even get to that point where you can just randomly get tossed around to different partners and they all like?
Not what they were doing.
No.
But that
No.
was the first swing dancing I ever saw.
No
Oh,
one,
wow.
no one had
Oh,
time
yeah.
for Netflix back in the day. They were practicing their dancing.
That's true. They were playing
Or
baseball, dancing,
Playing baseball, dancing, and chores.
milking cows.
It is before the real resurgence of swing dancing that was like in the 90s, too.
True. True.
Oh yeah,
There was a resurgence in the 90s?
sure.
Yeah, Brian
Zoot
Seitzer,
Suit
man.
Riot, riot.
I missed it.
Should have been in my gym class. We definitely did line dancing to that song.
Yes.
Well, you did pretty well on the quiz. Good job.
Thanks.
Do you have any questions for us? Was there anything about the movie that you were like, I don't get this, or
Well, I mean, I guess I think it's an opinion thing. Do you
Sure.
think Dottie dropped the ball?
Great
oh, I want to
purpose.
know.
question.
I thought that this time around. I
Yeah.
never thought it as a kid, but
Yeah.
yes.
I think she
You
did.
think she did mean
Yep.
to drop it?
Yep, because
I believe so.
I believe so because she was always more talented naturally than her sister, in so many ways, and I think she just wanted to give her sister a mulligan or a chance, like something to
I don't know
say.
if that's the right word.
It's not the right word.
No,
Mulligan's not the right word.
know what you're
just
saying.
just a
Throw her a
chance.
bone.
Yeah, because
If they were
Dottie
golfing,
didn't
maybe.
need it. She already had
So did
everything
she literally
needed.
turn around from Yellowstone State Park to throw the game?
But
I
then,
mean, was
here's
that her
my
intention
question.
all along? It was just like
No.
there in the moment.
I
She
think
was
it
like,
was
I'm
that
gonna let her
moment.
have
I think it
it.
was that moment.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
right before she told the pitcher, high and fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was cut through.
So why would she
at
have
that
done
point.
that?
I
Right.
think she
Because
flipped
Kit,
really fast.
well, Kit proved
She
her
flipped.
wrong.
She did
She
it.
saw it.
She did
She
it
finally
because her
proved her wrong.
sister, the way she came at her, finally it was like, oh, she's really gonna
She
hit
wants
me.
this.
She wants this more than and she always wanted it more than Dottie did.
Yeah.
Dottie just had the
Let's
more
pick
natural
apart
talent.
this theme of sibling rivalry a little bit. So, who can relate to this?
Definitely.
I cannot. I've never had any rivalries with my sisters. Unfortunately. So
It's mostly like cutthroat card games that I remember. Like none of us, we didn't hold back at all, and so
You're
I
just,
just
like,
got
very
smoked all the
competitive.
time. Yeah.
We were just talking about that today with tetherball.
Yeah.
We always
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to play tetherball. My
Yes.
brother would always cream us, but it's not like I took it personally.
Abe,
Yeah. I
did
didn't
you
Totally
have rivalries.
traumatized
Yeah.
by it later in life.
Abe, did you have it with Joe?
I mean, I have charged at him and tackled him.
Plenty of times.
I mean, who has?
Did he
I
drop
don't
the
think
ball?
the context is the same.
Didn't your dad? All right, so I got a question.
You know, I like to think that Kit actually earned it. I don't think
she meant
that
to.
Dottie did it on purpose. I mean,
agree.
I think she was like really glad that Kit
it happened.
that it happened, and she didn't feel any bad at all about losing the game. I think Kit like finally just was better than her.
And wanted it more than
And
Dottie.
Wanted it
But I
more.
think
Wanted it
Dottie
more.
wanted
See
to
that.
win too. That's why she turned around and put herself in the game.
Right.
Yeah, they were both
But
trying
Kit
their
just,
hardest.
She
tried
figured
a
it
little
out.
harder
and
in
Kit
that moment.
was just there. She just really wanted to change her life.
She wasn't as talented as her older sister as far as the game went, but she had the drive more than her sister did because her sister didn't care. Her sister just did it
God,
because
Dottie.
she was good at it.
She also did a
think she
better job
cared,
at having
just
kids.
different.
Apparently, towards the end of the movie, 'cause
Yeah,
there were
no
like
kidding.
1,000 children that were.
That's true. Yeah.
I got a question for Abe. Rumors throughout the years that when you and your brother Josiah would get into arguments, your dad would take you guys out back and put boxing gloves on you and make you hash it out that way. Is that true?
It happened at least once.
Okay.
There were boxing gloves.
Like your dad was just tired of you two bickering, and he's like, just deal with it out back.
I might have been hitting him anyway, and he was like, "Put these gloves on."
Right. To be more
It's safer
safe
for everybody.
Yeah. To frame it so it makes it sound like it was
Not a child spike glove. Walt's out there throwing dollar bills at
I just
him.
imagine Walt holding you guys both by your collars, like, and fight, like Mortal Kombat.
Well, he knew how fast that would wear us out, and I will tell you, if you guys have never thrown punches with boxing gloves on, it's exhausting.
I can see that.
But
especially when you're 10 years old.
yeah,
Right.
I want to go back to Kit or Dottie rather, because the only reason I believe she threw the game and she dropped the ball on purpose is because she dropped it out of her right hand.
Mm-hmm.
She took it out of the mitt,
Right.
which is not a good move if you're trying to protect it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And she never dropped it in her right hand.
That's the only
for the
thing
rest
I
of the
noticed this time. I'd never noticed before. I'd never really considered.
Yeah, well,
whether
wouldn't you be like trying to hold? I mean, maybe she got
she
knocked
probably
and
would
she
be
just was trying to hold on
in
to
the
it.
mitt
Whoever.
with her right hand,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. Just was the little thing that shifted my perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. But she was.
I don't know
she was
enough about
humble in it,
baseball
so.
to know if you would. Yeah.
I don't know. I think
Did you
I'll
play
stand with it.
baseball, Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Henry, do you think she meant to?
I think she did. I mean, I don't know if it ultimately is like a point that I guess necessarily matters, but it's interesting to think about. She never references it. She does say, like, lay off the high stuff to her sister as she's getting on the bus at the end, but nothing saying, like, I threw it, wink, wink, or whatever. So
Have you guys been to that exhibit at the Baseball Hall of Fame?
no, is
No.
it still there? It's a permanent exhibit?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's an entire exhibition, but there's definitely a section there that's all devoted to that. And like, I was recently there in Cooperstown. It's in Cooperstown, New York, and I was there for a museum conference. And I got pretty. I mean, I don't give a shit about sports or baseball. I was like really overwhelmed by most of the museum. I was like, there's so much information. It's like, oh my god, I can't look at any more pennants. Like, but I did get really excited at this because I knew this movie and like just seeing a Georgia Peaches Rockford Peaches real uniform there in the case.
Awesome.
It was like pretty cool. And the other thing that was awesome is like I was with a friend who didn't know the movie, and I just yelled "Mule" at him, and he just stared at me. And then someone from across the room yelled "Neck." So that was cool. That was like a nice little community moment. But then I was really bummed because I didn't have any League of Their Own swag in the gift shop.
Oh, that's a missed
I
opportunity.
would have definitely purchased a
hat?
Rockford Peaches baseball cap.
Something?
Yeah,
Pennant or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I kept joking with I was talking to the museum like director or someone who worked there, and I was like, "You guys gotta have gear in this shop that just says things like team or sports." I would buy that. I don't know who these teams are. And he didn't think that was very funny.
You could pick
No.
based on the cutest animal
Right?
or
Yeah.
your favorite color of socks.
But I really thought that was a missed opportunity. I was
Yeah.
like, "Come on, where's
Who
the
wouldn't wanna buy
Rockford
that?
Peaches swag?" Like, I would be all over it. I was
That
so
was-
ready.
Did you wear that uniform?
I
though?
went
That's
into
real
the
question.
shop like, "Where is it? Where is it?"
Yeah.
And there wasn't nothing.
That
Not even a shot
definitely-
glass.
That was like something I definitely appreciated more watching it now. Like the historical significance went completely over my head as a kid.
Yeah,
But it's cool.
Well, I mean, it's one thing of many things that women did during World War II to like
Fill in. Right.
in certain areas that jobs and sports and whatever, like, because everyone had to go to World War II with the draft
Right.
and all that.
I would like to look more into some of these characters and if they're based on real life, especially like people like Ira Lowenstein, right?
Yeah.
They make him look like such a hero. Like,
Oh, he's probably like a money.
yeah,
grubbing
I mean,
piece
who
of
knows
shit.
if he's
He was
even
like-
real or
Putting himself out on a limb to like save the league.
yeah, and
No,
like
that's-
really
He
caring
was, like,
about
rolling in the
women's
money.
rights and
Right.
What about that scene where that like the group of black women is in like the outfield and they throw the ball back? That was kind of. It was
That was
interesting.
touching too.
Yeah.
A nod to the racial.
I'm glad they referenced it, but
disparity.
Yeah.
also maybe could have used a
Well,
little more
even
time.
even then, it was
Yeah, I
like,
coulda used more time for sure.
When did Jackie Robinson start playing?
because otherwise there's not a
baseball? What year
single
was
black
that?
character in the
60s?
whole movie.
The
Might have been
musicians
like
at
42, but
the
that
Right.
might be his.
It could be.
Yeah, the
Jersey
musicians at the
number.
bar.
It might have been the
he is
early 50s.
42.
I don't know. It's a good question.
So, yeah. very interesting time period.
Yeah, for real.
A lot of history going on, and it kind of captures like one little
Again,
pocket.
I wish Paul was here because he was alive then.
Yep.
He'd be able to fill us in.
Tell us
The
what it was
prime
like.
was
He actually, I wish he was here because his knowledge
He
of baseball
is
actually surpasses mine.
Oh yeah, he's
so-
a huge baseball fan.
Yeah,
so.
we'll get him to win.
Hi, Paul. We miss you.
Hope WrestleMania, whatever, is good.
Henry, what was your favorite scene?
I'm like a real sucker for like a get the band together or get the band back together scene. So like that whole first stretch where they're like going to see Marla and they're all trying out, like I love that stuff. So
Yeah,
I thought that was really fun.
I actually loved that. And there's several montages in this film.
The montages were so good.
Yeah, they're
But
super good.
I loved the baseball tryouts montage.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
like the music is like ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
it's very
and they're
stylish.
just like I don't know.
Well,
I
and, like,
love
the-
it.
It's
They're
like
all
really
so
cool
good. That's
choreography.
the thing. They're all just so talented.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're actors or
Yeah.
whatever, but
And baseball
real
is very
sports.
rhythmic. So it goes well with the music.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
so dramatic and
Like the cymbal crashes when they're hitting, you know.
yeah.
The clack of the ball, the
Yeah.
clack on the wood with the ball.
Pretty
yeah.
cool.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
what you got pretty excited about when you saw who did the music for the film.
Oh, Hans Zimmer.
Very famous.
Yeah, Hans
Who is
Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer?
So
Tell us more.
I think he's done like some of the DC movies. Didn't he do like?
No, yeah, he does a lot of
Oh, did he do some
Christopher
of the
Nolan movies.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He does a lot of Christopher Nolan movies, so like Inception and
He's definitely won Oscars. I think.
yeah. He's a very renowned composer. And he's been around forever, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that he did A League of Their Own. But everything that I've ever seen him do is like a little more surreal and
Yeah, like
Epic.
ethereal,
Sure.
like,
ethereal. Yeah. So,
more modern sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
This was
yeah,
very
that's-
whimsical and period sounding. So it was
Absolutely.
different sound.
Mm-hmm.
The director Penny Marshall also directed Big with Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
Future-
So I have this was one of the movies now I see as an adult where I was like, oh, they were trying to make Tom Hanks not likable, but he still was likable.
He's an anti-hero.
You cannot not
The
love
first
Tom
thing
Hanks.
he did in the movie
was take a
was take like a
2-minute piss,
exactly.
and it's
That's true.
I think
How
about
could you not love that?
that is
man?
like
Iconic
the
film.
scene that I think of all the time.
Me
Pretty much
too.
every time I'm lying in bed and I hear Abe
Yeah.
peeing forever.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
oh, what are you doing over there, Tom Hanks?
I think I had broken his record.
We never found out what
we
the
never
number
find
was.
out what the time is.
Well,
but
we
I
could
always-
time it.
Time it.
I always
It's not
thought
even
it was
all right.
maybe 90
It's not even that
seconds,
it's
but-
how long it is. That
The
stream
facial
is so heavy.
Yeah.
The facial
it's strong,
expressions he
yeah.
makes during it
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And then you think it's over.
And then
Right.
it's not over.
Also true of Austin Powers. Remember that scene? That was pretty
Yes, I do remember that scene. Oh man,
I never
Tom
read
Hanks.
the day drunk part of that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Quite like I did this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he really does not want to be there.
He does have speaking to the dislikability though, he does have some shifts where he becomes more likable.
Right.
He stays like pretty sexist.
Oh yeah.
but
Well, he does reference them as real baseball players at one point. So small
Yeah.
steps, you know.
right.
He offers Dottie the chewing tobacco. Finally.
Right.
That's what
She's a
she's
true
always
ball
wanted.
player.
They bond.
Yeah.
He shaves. At
Did
the end of the
you
movie.
did you know
That's
that
true, he does.
Henry? Did you know there's no crying in baseball reference?
I
before you watched this
definitely
movie?
had heard that.
Okay.
And I maybe had seen that scene. but
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Okay.
It did. Yeah, I loved the scene at the end too when he talks to her as she's about to get in the car and like inspires her to like come back.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good lines in that movie.
I like when the no crying scene comes back and he has to talk to the same woman.
Yeah.
Again, in a different manner, a more gentle manner, but he can't contain his rage. So the facial and like hand gestures.
Yeah.
Classic
It's
Tom
everything.
Hanks
Yeah.
It's
gestures.
It's so
everything.
great watching him like almost come unglued,
He almost
but then be so
passes
nice.
out, yeah.
And she's so happy.
Well, and then in the next play,
It's
she
not
does
just
much
like
better.
She doesn't cry.
Right?
It's
She
like
doesn't.
she's so happy.
But then it's Geena Davis that fucks up. So
Yeah, right. So his coaching works.
can we talk about Can we talk
Everyone
about
can
Stillwell for a
change.
second? What the fuck is that all about?
Okay,
He saw so many pointy bras.
He
My-
definitely was
my-
looking up people's skirts.
My question about Stillwell is his name Stillwell or Stillwell Angel?
Stillwell
or-
Angel is his name. Stillwell Angel.
That's his whole name?
Yeah.
So bizarre.
It's a bizarre name.
That can't be it.
She thought he could do no wrong.
It's true. So he was just
Little
eating chocolate.
pain in the ass.
Oversugared
little chubby kid looking up women's dresses.
Looks exactly the same as an adult. Still wears a bow tie. Ridiculous. Stillwell Angel. That part at the end where they're trying to make that kind of sentimental with him, I thought it was kind of a miss.
Yeah, I thought the whole scene was kind of like, oh, cool.
Yeah, the wrap up is not perfect.
Other than this song, I like when they sing this song.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
We all wanted to hear
you're
it
talking
again.
about Madonna's song again.
No, not that song. That song was terrible.
Does anybody have a good rendition of that one? Want to bring it up?
I don't even remember it now.
I never want to hear it
Used to
again.
be my
Oh,
playground.
God. This used to be my childhood dream.
There you go.
So
bad.
droning.
It was
Really
so
terrible.
long, too.
Yeah. It's like
We were
12
there
minutes
for
long.
like 5 minutes before someone was like, "Are we done with? We're done, right?" Like,
Yeah. I thought the end was remarkably effective just because the woman they got to play Dottie as an older lady with Geena Davis's voice dubbed in was
Which
like
was
so
definitely
convincing. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like a little
little
weird
off.
off-putting, but you're like,
She was the only one that was convincing, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Kit's character, I guess, looked like that.
Yeah. But she didn't do anything. They just hugged each other. Which, like,
Nowadays, we don't need that. We just DH.
yeah.
yeah, that's it would be CGI now.
Yeah, exactly. Would have been Geena Davis with a bunch of makeup.
Geena Davis is so beautiful.
Yeah. Although the like makeup choices after the baseball games where they just all have dirt on their faces. Definitely watch a
make
lot of
them-
baseball. I've
You
never
didn't
seen that before.
Make them look tougher.
Yeah, exactly.
Like things are rough out there. We're at war.
This is what happens
No,
when
but
women
it's
play sports.
Geena Davis is still flawless, not sweating, yet she has a little smudge of dirt on
Right,
her
exactly.
face. Yeah.
It did hit me home with me when they show them icing the girl with the bruise on her butt. So it's like, yeah, that's what it's. If you slide with pants on even the wrong way, yeah, you're gonna get a
Bare
bruise.
skin on
The
dirt.
bare
Yeah,
skin
I
on
know.
dirt.
I
Wow,
will
it's
never
making me,
forget
like,
that bruise.
Shiver right now thinking about it. Did you ever play baseball, Reva?
I played softball for 1 year. I think
Nice.
partially because of A League of Their Own.
Sure.
Like
Wow.
even just like the positions of the batters and like watching the pitcher throw
Man,
a
they were
ball.
just so
like,
badass.
It sticks with you. Yeah.
Sure. I played t-ball.
Nice.
That doesn't count.
Nice.
Counts a little. Like tetherball.
Yeah, just like tetherball. It's my limited sports background.
Tethered T-ball.
I just played
It's a
tetherball. That's all I played.
one-person sport.
Henry, you said something like you thought this deserves more attention as a sports movie
Yeah.
than it gets.
Yeah. I think.
That's interesting.
I mean, I watch a lot of sports movies, and I feel like some of them are pretty cliche in the way that it's like,
Sure.
the team sucks, they get better, the best
There's a
players like,
montage.
I'm gonna leave, and then they're like, yeah, montage, and then they win the championship.
And
But-
this. I think this movie focuses more on the characters than it does the
Yeah.
actual sport. Which
Yeah,
is
like
what's
is it a
really
sports movie?
endearing.
Does-
Yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
100%, 100%.
Well, look at the
100%.
montages. I mean, they go out of their way to make sure they're getting real action.
Right.
Real hits and real catches. I think it's pretty well done,
Yeah.
as baseball movies go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the best baseball movies.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple more. Sandlot comes to mind, which is just. I think we all can resonate with that.
Again,
one.
more of, like a combination, like coming of age.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Angels in the outfield.
Angels in the
Sure.
Outfield is great. Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a little kid.
sneaky one.
Yeah.
yeah,
Did
what
you-
what was your other favorite?
Field of Dreams.
sports?
Oh, Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams was amazing.
Yeah, that's
I
a
love
great.
that
That's
movie.
a baseball based.
The Waterboy.
Waterboy.
I do love that
Not
movie.
baseball,
It
but
cracks
yeah.
me up.
Excellent film. I mean,
Rocky,
the
Rocky.
natural and Bull Durham are like the classic best ones.
Comedy.
Yeah.
Isn't comedy. Yeah.
Bull Durham. Yeah.
Rocky though, that's another good underdog kind of film. But as far as sports movies goes, this is one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
It really has a lot of heart to it.
Oh yeah, I cried at least 5 times.
Yeah, and it wasn't like
I should have
over
written down what
dramatic.
made me cry.
Like
but,
sometimes
yeah.
I'll cry because it's like the whole scene is like, oh, the music is really intense, but like I just felt like the story was like so engaging at that point.
The
that
connection
it
with
was
the
fun.
characters.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, the Dottie Kit relationship doesn't quite get me just because
Yeah.
I know what's coming. I've
Yeah.
seen
Sure.
it enough. It was all the little things, all the side characters I'd forgotten about.
Mm-hmm.
Because they give everybody something to overcome.
Uh-huh.
And even Rosie O'Donnell's character gets to like move on from her bad.
I loved that
boyfriend.
part, and I
Yeah.
definitely didn't think of that when I was a kid, where she was. I mean, maybe a little, but it stuck
So
out.
long, Charlie.
so passive.
Whatever she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
She says the only thing about him is that he,
Treats me bad. And
Yeah.
but he's the
Yells
only
at-
guy
He's
that's
never
ever
home.
given me any
And
attention.
treats me bad.
And she's
Yeah.
like, oh, wow,
Goodbye.
I deserve better. And then she's got those fucking twins.
Yeah, those twins.
And she
Don't
finally
put out the
accepts
games.
a little
their
creepy. A little
flowers
creepy.
and-
I don't
Yeah.
know that it's an upgrade, except for she doubled the
Listen,
amount of dick.
only when since I was a kid.
I mean, Charlie never showed up to her games.
It's true.
He's not a fan.
Yeah, fuck Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie was her boyfriend.
Those twins always. Whenever time I see this movie, even when I was a kid, I was like, and I can walk 500 miles, and that was just every time
The
it
glasses.
just came into my. Is it They Might Be Giants? Is that the name of that?
The
group?
Walkmen is
No,
the group.
that's
That's
not-
Is it the Walkmen?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Walkmen.
But anyways,
Every character like changed a little bit in this
Yeah.
movie,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
A lot of character development. It's pretty
every
impressive.
character like kind of like sits with you too a little bit. Like they're memorable. You know, even if they're not even on screen a lot.
Except John Lovitz.
I would like the our listening audience to know that at the part that should probably be the most emotional is when Tom Hanks lets
Yes.
poor Betty Spaghetti know that her husband has died. Abe just goes, "Not Mr. Spaghetti." And I laughed so hard that I cried.
Yes.
I was still crying.
It wasn't
Because-
funny,
It counted
guys.
as
It
a
was
cry.
really
It's
bad.
supposed to not be funny, but it was so
I think it
funny.
counted as a cry though.
Well, it's one of those,
It was a response.
emotional deflection.
That was
because
deflection.
Instead of weeping, you
I
make a
was
joke.
actually crying. I missed
yeah.
what you
Oh.
said, so I,
I think
didn't
that-
know.
It was
that's
so
another
funny.
example of why this movie is really great, because it actually they do take a moment to show you like, oh, this shit was happening. Like wives were getting letters by these telegram people that didn't.
Oh yeah,
give
it's a great
fuck.
glimpse
Right.
into the era for sure. I
Yeah,
mean,
you kind of forget that
And
when
he
you're watching.
he kind of took like the dad role, like give me that fucking thing. If someone has to deliver this bad news, it's gonna be me.
That's true, and that was a cool moment because you saw his
Humanity.
love. Well, and
Right.
his love for
Yes,
these
yes.
silly girls. And
Right,
at first,
right.
he kind of diminished or belittled,
Right.
and now
It
he's
was
like
a dad moment
protecting
there.
them. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. And
I
then
liked
Abe
that
Abe
moment.
had to ruin it for all of us by calling
really.
Not Mr.
Miss
Spaghetti.
Stop it.
Spaghetti.
Anybody but Mr. Spaghetti.
Bumped his noodle. There was blood everywhere.
It was really
Oh.
scary.
Man, it's hilarious.
Pasta sauce everywhere.
Spaghetti.
Marinara.
So funny.
It's terrible. Abe, you're a jerk.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Any other scene?
It was more of a comedy to me than drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Dramatic
perfect
one
mix
scenes.
of comedy drama. Like, it's great.
The other
Super
scene
watchable.
that always stuck with me was the milky white breasts.
Oh, when she's reading it,
She's reading.
it's good.
Yeah.
On the
Madonna's
blood.
like,
It's really big.
It gets better. Yeah. And everyone's like, "What are you reading back there?"
I do feel like Madonna had some serious chops, aside from that song at the end, which was surprising. 'cause
she was great.
She was really good.
She was great. Like I said, that chemistry with her and Rosie O'Donnell was on point. It was so good.
when you hear Rosie O'Donnell explain why they know each other, she's like, "Yeah, she works at my dad's club as a dancer, and I'm the bouncer."
Oh, that's right.
Right. Yeah.
She's just telling some guy at the Suds Bucket how they know each other.
She's a taxi dancer,
Yeah, well,
as she described it.
to
Taxi
get
dancer.
10 cents a pop for men to
To like
sweat gin all over me.
Gin. I never understood what she said.
Not jizz.
Sweat gin all over.
I'm not sweating jizz on here. That
It
would
was early 90s. We couldn't say that.
I don't think that's how it works, Henry. We need some sex ed.
Wait, when was this movie made? Do we know?
Uh,
What year was it?
We can speculate wildly.
Rosie
I'm gonna
O'Donnell
guess-
just looks so
I'm gonna
young.
guess 91.
93?
91.
My
Who else
guess.
wants to guess?
Madonna looks pretty
I got the answer.
Oh,
I'm guessing 92.
93.
89.
92 is the answer.
Ooh.
Good guess.
Who had 92?
That's what I guess.
There you go. Yeah, okay. Henry got it. 92.
On the record.
I definitely want some swag from those teams, though.
I know.
Hmm.
I-
Did you
yeah,
guys
let's look it up.
notice a young Taya Leone pop up in this movie.
No way. Where was
Yeah,
she?
she was
She first popped
on
up
the other team
when they were doing the charm school.
Yeah.
She was like the first example of, oh, this one's okay. She's good looking. So when they start like assessing
Yeah,
their
and then
look.
she's on the
Then
Racine team.
They get her
She's
hitting in some of the montages.
I didn't know.
And then she's
Now
in
that you
the-
mentioned who it is,
she's in the
I
game
knew
at
she
the
looked
end.
familiar.
Yep. She's in a total of like 6 or 8 shots, but I noticed all of them.
Well, the actresses. Here's a little factoid. Actresses actually wore authentic uniforms that were mostly wool for the filming.
Wow.
That's really
Even in
warm for
110
baseball.
degree heat.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that sucks. Nope.
I think you can get the uniforms on Amazon because our friends were the Rockford Peaches for Halloween one year.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And they all had the real uniforms. I think you can just
sure.
order them.
The real ones?
But they're not.
The real
No, they're like
ones?
the polyester version.
Sure. Here's a nice little thing from IMDb.
No one wants the wool one.
Not
Yeah,
even
come on.
Tom Hanks knew when he was going to be done peeing. Penny Marshall was in a stall with a hose and a bucket making the noise.
Oh,
And he was
that's
reacting.
classic.
Oh, that's
You
so
never
good.
know.
Wow.
You don't know when
Yeah.
you're going to be done.
Is that
Yeah,
what
you
it's
gotta
like?
just keep
He
it
just
on
had to
going.
react.
And
Especially when
Rosie
you're
O'Donnell
drunk, too.
can actually throw 2 balls at the same time.
That I thought was real.
Yeah,
I thought that was real.
Yeah.
They didn't have
That's cool.
the special effects at the time to make that fake. So
Nice.
Good on ya.
Thanks,
the
IMDb.
montages in this movie were some of the best I've ever
No,
seen.
the
They
music.
really got you pumped every
They were
time.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that first one where they're like showing the photos that are published in the newspapers and of all the cool scenes.
I think
That was
my
great.
biggest remaining question is still why didn't they use real photographs at the end? That's just,
Yeah.
I'm like stuck on
Yeah.
that.
That was weird.
It's so weird. It's such a missed
I
opportunity.
think that was the thing back
In
that
92,
time.
they didn't care about credit scenes.
Right. I mean, now they
guess.
always show like the real thing.
Yeah, we all talked about how that was kind of a missed opportunity not to have at least some like little facts at the end of the movie about how
Yeah.
long it lasted.
Yeah.
and- but again, yeah,
They
I don't know.
may
They
have
just want you
said
to go
how
to the
long
museum.
it lasted. I couldn't deal with that Madonna song. Anymore.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, they didn't show any information
was
on the
just
screen
the
about like the
credits.
real history or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they should have shown some photos of the real players.
For all those 11-year-old girls watching this movie thinking it's just like some cute movie about
Science
Madonna.
fiction.
Some cute movie about Madonna.
Who missed the historical piece, you know? It's like so based
Yeah.
in real events.
Do you think they should remake it?
No,
No thanks.
Oh.
no.
I feel like they could do a better job of some of the aspects like that piece and like
I think you can make
Well,
a
the racial
different
divide
movie.
would be an interesting
Yeah.
side story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
More.
it could be like a series. If
Yeah.
you want to explore more of what
Yeah.
happens
Oh, yeah.
over the
Sure.
11 or 12
Sure,
years
on
they're
like
talking
HBO or
about.
yeah, 'cause
something.
there were only
Yeah.
2 teams really that were.
And then you could get into
Or like
Yeah.
find the
More
women. I'm
characters.
sure some of the women are
Yeah.
still alive.
Maybe
I'm
there's
doing
a
math in my
documentary.
head now. Maybe
some,
there were, yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Interview them? That would be interesting.
They were probably 18, 17, 18 in their,
Yeah.
and then 1942. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe not.
you're talking military age essentially.
Yeah. Upper 90s.
Yes.
I bet there
Probably
is
not
a
lot.
documentary
Doubtful.
about
Yeah,
the women's
Yeah.
baseball.
But
Yeah.
this podcast is the foremost authority.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we know everything.
We did
We know
zero
nothing.
research
We didn't-
about
That's why we need Paul here.
the movie. We just watched the movie. I don't even know what box office was. How much do you think box office was, Willa?
Why would we guess if we're not? I don't want to bother looking it up. I ain't got time for that nonsense.
Henry, take a guess.
You're good at guessing.
I think it was pretty popular. I feel like they made positive money.
They probably didn't have to spend too much money on this movie because
Madonna actually was nominated for a Golden Globe for the song "This Used to Be."
No.
Get the
Oh my
fuck
God.
out of here.
That's a
Did not win.
terrible-
That
I
is
like
a
this
song.
terrible song.
She co-wrote the song and was nominated. Terrible.
What was it? 92? Did what movies came out? Terminator
Bodyguard?
2 came out that year.
Oh.
Did The Bodyguard come
I
out?
don't know. The Bodyguard feels like it came out in 92.
When did Whitney Houston
I don't know. I'm
win?
still on
maybe
IMDb
94.
trivia, so here's another one. Related to box office, Penny Marshall was the first female director to have a movie earn over $100 million at the box
Whoa.
office.
Oh, there's a hint.
Even after being told by the studio they weren't considering her for the role of director because she was a woman,
Wow, that's fucked
wouldn't
up.
be able to handle the complexities of being a director.
Oh God.
According to Gary Marshall, that
The
must be
90s.
Penny Marshall's husband or something.
I feel like
Gary
Marshall
Marshall
seems-
appears in the movie.
Does he?
Oh.
Yeah, he's the candy bar guy.
Oh, Harvey.
Harvey.
Harvey, he's
He
the actor.
honestly was a pretty bad actor. I feel like of all the people, he might have been one.
Well,
of
he's a director too,
them.
primarily.
Okay. That's funny.
Wow, way to go, Penny Marshall.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, women
That's cool. I
breaking
didn't
glass
know that.
ceilings as well.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
Important movie. On many
Into it.
levels.
I'm into it.
Well, I mean, DC had a lot of movies come out the last few years, and the only one that was any good was directed by a woman. So,
Women are cool, guys. That's all I got to say about that.
Newsflash.
I don't-
Women are cool.
I don't care for them too much. It's a joke.
Should we talk characters? What character would you say you related to the most?
I was trying to think about that the whole time.
We like to frame it.
I mean, other than Stillwell.
You just want to shove
I'm a
chocolate in your
Stillwell.
face?
Just eats chocolate.
You're just embarrassed about your entire childhood.
I thought Kit was maybe of the most relatable because she had the most adversity throughout the whole thing.
I can definitely agree with that.
I also agree with that. Like Kit was my.
Also,
It's
relate
not
to Kit.
Yes, she was my favorite character in the story. I don't know if she's the one to relate to the most, but I enjoy that actress. She wasn't in a lot of things. She was actually in
Lori Petty.
Lori Petty. She was in Free Willy,
I thought she looked
So,
familiar, or like
yeah.
I recognized her from somewhere else.
and she
but
wasn't in a
I
lot.
couldn't
Oh, she
remember.
was in.
Is she in Orange is the New
Point-
Black?
Yes, she's
Oh,
a-
really?
She's so good in that.
Great.
Cool.
She's
Oh, yeah,
the
Frank.
one
Was
with
she
the
in Orange
short.
is the New Black?
She's like the schizophrenic-y
Yes,
one
she
with the
is.
short blonde
Yes.
hair. She becomes friends with, a bunch of them.
Wow. Huh. Yeah.
They put her in the psych ward,
Vaguely
and then
familiar.
she comes back.
Yes.
Well, spoilers. She comes back.
Interesting.
Lori Petty.
Yeah, she's really good in that.
And I really loved the Madonna and the Rosie O'Donnell combo. Like they were a pair that was really fun to watch in the movie.
Yeah.
Not sure I could relate to them, but yeah.
I
agree
think
that
Kit
they're
was the
pretty good.
most complex and like the most deeply developed character a little
Sure.
bit. Like some of the other ones were more kind of like generalized. And she would like you saw different levels of Kit's emotions at different points in the movie.
I really relate to Jimmy though. I mean, the peeing
Yeah,
alone.
that pee scene.
I know.
definitely.
I've had to
Just
pee so
so
much lately.
relatable.
Oh,
It's
my
very
gosh.
relatable.
You
Plus you just
have-
go around like shouting most of the time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anger and day drinking. And leadership.
Belittling ladies for their baseball skills.
I wonder
Mansplain.
Yeah. I wonder who we would have said was our favorite character when we were kids watching this movie.
It would have
Dottie,
been Tom
for
Hanks
me.
for
Yeah.
me. It would have been Jimmy.
Jimmy Dugan
I think I watched.
Toddy was your favorite.
would have
Wow.
been as a kid probably.
Okay.
I think Kit has more of an arc. than
Yeah,
Dottie.
definitely.
It's kind of more her movie as a protagonist.
Right.
I'm glad
They
we-
focus
glad we
around
can
Geena
see
Davis's character more, but it is really about the sister,
Yeah.
the little sister.
Yeah, because Dottie's going to be okay with or without this league.
Right,
This
right.
Makes her
Yeah,
raise kids.
she's got a plan. I mean, one of the other big themes about this film is just getting out of your hometown and how there's nothing for them there, and they just feel like
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
small fish here. I need to, or I can't prove
Like, this
myself
is my
enough. Everyone
chance.
knows me here. Like, there's something I can do to.
Well, Dottie never felt that way. It was
Right.
she was fine being there. It
Yeah.
was-
Right.
She just had the natural talent. Her sister was like, I gotta go.
But I think Dottie did. I think she didn't want to push herself too hard, and Kit was willing to like take the risk, and
Right.
Dottie was like, "This is comfortable. I'm fine. I don't want to rock the boat." Yeah,
Well, I think even Marla and her dad, they have a talk where he's like, "There's nothing for you here.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta go."
You got to go where things
Yeah.
happen, I think is what
Yeah,
it says.
something like that.
She makes it happen. Marla.
Totally does.
That
Gets it with Nelson.
The best
Nelson.
singer I've ever heard.
Had
To be
It's gonna sound really good on air.
nice.
I liked Marla's dad. That
I did
actually,
too.
that scene alone, even it's like 10 minutes
That
in,
made
and
me
when
cry.
he's telling, when Marla's dad is telling John Lovitz, he's like, just did the best I could to raise her.
Like,
I treated her like a boy. It's all I knew. Like, even
don't
that.
blame her for my mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Even that, I was just like, it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. And it wasn't overdone. Like, that scene was just real. And it actually,
Right.
It, like, really hit an emotional chord.
He loved his daughter and he wanted the best for her. Like, that really resonated. It was a great scene.
Such a good scene. See, how it works is the train leaves, not the station.
Man, he's a real dick.
He's so great.
Oh, poor Marla. It was like the butt of the joke the whole movie.
Best role for Lovitz, though, because no one's going to pull that off
It's true.
in a charming way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people could do that and you'd be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But it's Lovitz. You're like, that's kind of funny, but you're still being a dick.
Because he's like yelling at the chickens. You ever heard of a leash? Like, what?
What are you talking about?
It takes on a different, like, meaner context if it's a good-looking man.
Yeah.
Like, judging these...
Right. When
Doesn't
you're
that
just like
hurt
a
them?
fat,
Women.
ugly man with a gross
Yeah.
mustache, greasy.
But when he's, like,
He's
reacting to how plain-looking or
Right.
ugly Marla is...
He's using air quotes,
Yeah.
everyone. He doesn't
Yeah.
think she's ugly or plain.
Yeah.
I think she does a great
Good
job
detail.
of
Yeah.
acting like she looks
Ugly and
like
plain.
a hermit crab.
Which
But he just
Very
looks so much
punches
more
over.
ridiculous than
He
she
does.
does.
Right.
The face he
Yep.
makes is of like...
Man, the sweat.
So-
And he's just an idiot when he's like, doesn't that hurt them when they're milking the cows?
Right. And
Oh,
she's
that's
like-
a great joke. That would hurt
Well,
me.
it would bruise
That would
me.
bruise me.
God,
What an idiot.
what is he talking about?
oh, that's
even
such
know
a
where milk
thing,
comes
though. Like,
from.
people coming into your job and, like,
Yeah.
making some half-assed comment, and you're just look at them like, get away from me.
Just
up.
leave.
Just leave. You don't even know what you're talking about.
That's true. It's true.
Great.
Alex, Emma, anything we haven't covered that you'd love to pipe in about? You can come over and tell us your favorite part. But we can't hear you from there, so if you have anything you want to say, gotta come over.
You can also come over and start freestyle
Freestyle rapping. or
rapping,
telling jokes.
Alex. Give me the loot is a thing I know you're good at.
What was your
so-
favorite part, Alex? What do you got to say? Final thoughts on the movie?
I really like that movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it. So that's
Disappointed
nice.
in you right now. You had an opportunity.
Unfortunately,
You didn't
Alex and Emma came in about 45 minutes in, so they missed a good portion.
Yeah,
Emma
they
has
missed both
not
the cry
seen
scenes.
Yes, we missed like my favorite scene like that I could remember, which was the urination scene.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's the best.
use it. So you've seen it and Emma has not.
That's correct.
Okay.
She's
I've
seen-
seen half of it now.
Maybe 3/4.
Two
Maybe
thirds.
3/4.
2/3.
I don't know. What I did see of it, I really liked it. I would
Alright.
like to watch the first half now.
Yeah, so you can get
So,
the whole
yeah.
emotional arc
hmm
of the film.
But it was really good. I agree with the montage scenes. I really liked those. Like the first one with all the newspaper
Okay.
Mhm.
articles and
Mhm.
things like that. And I also agree that the ending was kind of a flop.
Yeah,
It's not
weird.
I don't know.
Super
I
weird.
just feel like they could have done it way better.
Mm.
When
with
they're
all,
when
like,
the
when they're
older
older,
versions.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
I think
I
they,
really
yeah.
thought that was Geena Davis with makeup on.
I did too.
Oh, really?
Well, it was because it was her voice. That was the
Wait,
weird thing.
I did
was like,
not
oh,
get that it was her voice.
Yeah, well, I only got it the second time because it just was so clearly like poorly dubbed. I was like, this looks really off when the whole movie
Did you
hasn't been.
did you notice that they would cut away and do like a back shot during the conversations because they didn't want you to
Oh.
see the lips moving
I didn't
Gosh,
really notice
no.
that.
for the dubbing.
Mhm.
Yeah, they would like
did
do a
not
few
notice.
words and then they would do like a awkward
Sure.
shot to show you that so you couldn't actually see the lips and whatnot.
Yeah.
So hey Alex, nice to see you.
God,
It's great
he
to
did
hear.
bring us 2 pizzas.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he's-
that was clutch. That was clutch.
This is the
Movie
year
hero.
anniversary of Alex being on our podcast, by the way, because he was our last guest last Labor Day weekend
Oh, nice.
last year. So we watched True
What was the movie?
Romance. So
That's a good one.
Classic Labor Day film.
it was a classic. We had a good time that night. We went roaming in the woods.
Yes, we did.
Oh, God, was that year?
Yeah, that was
night?
that was last summer when Willa and Alex and I went on a little journey
Let's
through
not
the
say
woods.
anymore.
And Larry
I
was
hit
our
my head
leader.
really hard that night. Alex told me a story that made me laugh, or I was just so surprised that I like went to like I don't know slap my knee or something and just slammed my head right on the table.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, it hurt.
It was a good time though.
I don't remember that.
It's like a moment of joy changing to pain.
Yeah, you were telling me that story about the guy like waking up in the mouth of a hippo.
Hippo. Oh man.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
True story?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a true
that's a
story.
true story.
Yeah.
It was like some African safari gone very wrong. The guy
Yes.
survives,
Holy shit.
but he wakes up like literally inside the
Yeah, that's
hippo's mouth.
I can do a plug for another podcast. That's from Snap Judgment.
Oh, nice.
Which is excellent.
Yeah.
That's a fun story.
Anyway, anything else you want to talk about regarding
I think we did. a
League
good
of Their
job.
Own? I mean, great
Final
film.
thoughts?
Everyone should see it. If you
Aged
haven't
very
seen it,
well.
I think it
Aged
aged
It really
well.
held up.
This is
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies we've done on PCI, by the way.
You know, I think if they were to remake it, they could make it more inclusive and tell some
Yeah.
of the other
Definitely, the
storylines.
racial piece was definitely
Yeah.
was like actively missing. but-
Should have said something.
Like maybe there could be like some gay characters.
Mm.
I think they implied that a little bit.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to go there 100% at the
Yeah.
time because it was, what, 92, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think there was it was there a little bit.
But I agree. Let's get HBO on making this into a series.
Yeah.
A mini series
I'm
maybe.
into it.
Kind of like Chernobyl,
So what we
but
should
more
all write
lighthearted.
down
Definitely not like Chernobyl.
Did everyone have like a mini panic attack watching Chernobyl?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Because it was what, like it was 7 episodes or whatever. Or 8
Oh,
episodes.
so
And every
hard to
episode I was
watch.
like, okay, I'm ready to be anxious for an hour.
Yeah.
It was
Right. After the
physically
first episode or two,
uncomfortable.
you're like, oh boy, I gotta just finish this. It's really good, but like,
It's so
like,
good.
If you haven't
So
seen it
good.
yet, don't binge it.
We
Spread
didn't
it
even
out.
finish.
Should
We watched like 2 episodes. And that's
Yeah.
it. So.
Should we lead into what we've been watching? now?
Yeah, what has everyone been watching recently that you'd love to everyone else to watch?
We just finished Catastrophe. I don't know if
Catastrophe
anybody's
was
seen
funny.
that, but it was great.
It's a
Really
movie
Light.
or show?
good. TV show.
TV show, super light, enjoyable, feel good.
What is
Kind
it
of.
on?
It
Amazon Prime.
Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, it's about like 2 people that have like a one night stand, and then the woman gets pregnant, and then they end up like having a long term relationship that has it's fraught with all the issues about her being pregnant. Actually, I think that was like one of the best things that it discusses is like real deal stuff about that. That's
for
really
stuff
funny.
we've never experienced, it felt pretty real.
Yeah. yeah, that's true.
Cool. That's a good recommendation. We went to see one of our favorite bands last week, Rubble Bucket, and it turns out the lead singer of Rubble Bucket also has another band called the Cowbells. So I've been listening to them this week. They're
That's
really cool.
cowbells with an L.
With a K-A-L.
Cal.
You can
Cowbells.
find them on Instagram at more cowbell. Anyway, that was just like a nice surprise. We got to the festival and someone was like, "Oh yeah, that's the same person's in this band." We were like, "What?" And they're really cool. So everyone should check that out. I hope to see them again. It's kind of a short set, so as far as what we've been watching, I can't think of anything, even though I'm sure I've seen a lot of things.
I know you've been rewatching Lost.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want anyone to know. It's so embarrassing.
The last really great thing was Mindhunter.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
season 2 of
Yes,
Mindhunter
yes.
is dark and great as usual. Yeah, if you're into that,
Good to know.
Yes.
Serial
Yeah.
killer? Was that?
it's about FBI
Profiling.
agents,
Okay.
and they
It's by David Fincher.
Oh, really?
yeah,
10 episode seasons.
There's 2 seasons now.
and
Very good. Very
yeah,
good
it's
stuff.
about the FBI, making profiles of serial killers in
Oh,
order
okay.
to help catch them. So it's about the
Oh,
psychiatric unit.
fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's actually
and they
use real
interview-
serial killers. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh,
interview.
wow.
They go to the prisons and interview serial killers.
Holy
So
shit.
it's so good. It's like really
Sounds
tense
good.
and
Oh,
good
yeah.
acting.
Apparently very historically accurate.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's cool.
I have also been watching Mindhunter season 2. It was excellent, and I've been watching The Boys on Amazon and for comic book people who like dark comic, like Watchmen and whatnot. Very, very good as well. I think those are the 2 things that
The Boys.
I've watched recently. Yeah.
We also just saw Booksmart, which was amazing.
I was just gonna say
Oh, I
that.
wanna see
Booksmart
that.
was
It's so
so funny,
Yeah.
Oh, good.
and
I
it
heard
has
a
a
lot of
great
things about it.
soundtrack. The
Yeah.
soundtrack,
So good.
yeah, very worthwhile.
I heard it's got a lot of rewatchability.
It actually
that movie.
similar to A League of Their Own. Surprisingly,
Okay.
it was like you laugh and cry almost the whole movie.
Okay.
And it's like
So good.
Yeah, it's like a general story that's usually in the male perspective, like a coming of age high school story, but 2 female leads. So,
Sure.
and directed by female, so it's different
Uh,
perspectives.
Babraham, have you been watching anything different than Willa?
Oh, nothing special.
You need your mic.
You got that one.
Oh.
Swivel.
Somebody suggested to me to watch Lodge 49, which is an FX series.
I think it's AMC.
AMC series? Okay,
Yeah.
it's a cable series. It's about kind of a surfer bum who gets injured.
Played by Kurt Russell's son.
Apparently, played
That's
by
what we
Kurt
learned.
Russell's son. He gets injured, and his dad dies right at the same time, so he can't surf anymore. And his twin sister and he are in massive debt, and they lose their dad's business, which was like a swimming pool supply store.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds a lodge. I think they're called the Lynxes or something.
Right, it's like
It's like
a
the Moose
fraterni-
Lodge or the
yeah,
Elk Lodge,
right.
yeah.
Fraternity kind of lodge that's
But
struggling.
yeah, and then it seems like maybe there are some weird spiritual things going on, or maybe it's just crazy people with weird ideas.
Anyway,
and
it's a
doing
strange
drugs.
show. We've been watching it. I mean, it's a comedy
So
mostly. It's a comedy drama.
Feels
He
like it
finds
could
weird,
turn into
quirky
Twin
friendships.
Peaks.
I was thinking it was kind of Twin Peaksy at one point.
Speaking of Twin Peaks, the coach for the Racine Bells
Yes,
I
I knew I
remember.
recognized
was from
him.
Twin Peaks.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm glad I
I also
remembered
recognize
that.
him
What is
from
he, like
somewhere
the
else.
admiral or something? He's
Yeah,
got some
I
high
recognize
military rank. Anyway,
I recognize him, and I have not seen Twin Peaks, so I think he's in something else.
Yeah.
Too.
I don't know if I recommend
Definitely.
Lodge 49, but I'm glad it brought me around to that point.
Important detail.
Thank you.
Alex and Emma.
I don't know. Has anybody been or seen Schitt's Creek?
Yes, that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
I'm like 4 seasons deep. That show is
Yeah.
hilarious.
we're almost done with season 4.
Oh, wow.
but,
It's so
yeah,
good.
I never got quite
drawn
that
through
far.
it. Yeah, it's really funny.
Good.
It's like it's like the Christopher Guest kind of crew, right? The Home
Yes.
Alone mom and
Yes.
Eugene
Catherine
Levy and
Levy,
his son.
Levy,
Mm.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so
Stevie
good.
Levy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Yeah. I've been watching that. It's good stuff.
I feel like the humor in it just keeps getting better.
Yes,
Like,
as the season go
yeah.
on, yeah, totally.
It's a good show.
Yeah, because at first the characters are kind of like, I don't
Annoying?
know. They're kind of
Yeah,
annoying.
there's a lot of annoying.
It's like when you first start watching Parks and Rec and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can watch this Leslie Knope woman. She's really
Very intense.
insane.
She's so much.
She's so much. But then you start to get to know the characters and you love them. And yeah, it's cool.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, thanks for
We
being
did it.
here, everyone.
Yeah, thanks
Any
for having
final
me.
thoughts on
fun.
on League of Their Own for anyone, or would you
Must
recommend
watch.
this movie to
Definitely.
other people?
I
Henry?
think everyone.
Yeah.
Henry, you go. Sorry.
Absolutely. I would
Absolutely.
definitely recommend it. 5
Do you think it
stars.
holds up over the years?
Yeah, I think
For the most
I
part?
think the like modern day
Okay.
scenes are the least compelling, but
Yeah.
thankfully it's only like 1/10 of the movie. So.
Right.
Right. Not even.
Cool.
Cool. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Sorry we've been on a hiatus, but we got lives and I don't know, fuck off.
It was, it was summer, so yeah.
We're gonna try to be doing some more episodes coming up, but maybe we won't.
So fuck off.
Anyway, we love our dear fans. Please follow us online, PCI Podcast. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're kind of on Twitter. We have an account anyway. I don't know if we ever tweet. And of course, you can always send us an email if you have an opinion. PCIpodcast@gmail.com, or if you just have a question for the group. And if you're a friend of ours and you have an opinion on something we didn't cover, call Abe, leave him a voicemail. But we're not going to give you his number, so only if you know us. This is a privileged.
Also,
ask-
Wait, I got it right
hit
here.
Paul up on Twitter for not being here. Is it Enema Bag Jones
Yes.
_?
Under head of a bag, Jones _ is where you can find Paul. Let him know that you
Yikes.
missed him this episode, because we sure did.
We missed you, Paul.
Missed you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep it real.
Thanks. See you.
Happy fall.
Bye. Good. That was great.